episode. It's really great to have you join me. So like I promised earlier in January, today I'll be carrying out my second interview. I'll be talking to a gentleman called Elias Mazhandu. So today is part 1 and then we'll finish off next week with part 2. So let's go ahead and see what he has to say to us. Welcome, Elias.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's really great to have you. So just to get started, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Okay. I was born in Zambia in 1975. So many years later, we came to Zimbabwe, and I think I've been in Zimbabwe from the age of 6 until now.
Wow.
Yeah. I got born again very young. Maybe not say born again, because born again maybe confuses things. I got to know the Lord at a very, very young age. And I think He's not lost me since. Maybe I would say at about the age of 7, I knew I remember going to Pube club with little children. So from then on, I've always been in Islam.
Oh, so you knew the Lord from a very young age.
Yes.
So, are you married? Do you have children?
Yes, I'm married to Elias Mazhandu, and we have 4 children, for girls only.
Oh, lovely.
So no boys allowed here.
Boys.
No boys allowed here. Yeah, the first one, our firstborn is Maita. She's going to grade 11. Our second born is Wakatendega. She's going to Form 1. We have Mukundi. She's going to grade 2, and the last one is Shishamiso. We call her the president.
The president. Why?
She's hands-full, and she's going into grade 1. Yeah.
I love your children's names. They all really speak about your love for the Lord. It's really amazing.
And in fact, all the times we've gone through stuff, I think, the names just hit a child as an individual. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So now let's move on to your story and your testimony. Tell us about that.
Okay. My testimony is about me flying. Before I didn't like to fly, and I think it's okay. When I'll share with you what happened when I went to Zambia. We were going on a work trip. We've been called to do some work in Zambia, and I decided to go with my firstborn, Mike. We took off nicely. We went in Zimbabwe. We went nice. But when we were in the air, it's like when the plane got maybe to its peak, it just went. For me, it was like someone had switched off the light. Like we had no control. And I started to look around, and it seemed like no one was, bothered about this,
Except for you.
Except for me. And I was sitting by the window, which didn't make it any better. But fear gripped me in that moment. And if I felt like saying, in Shona I would say, Liburu would say, because it was so. We landed. In fact, we landed nicely in Zambia. We did our job. When we finished my work we had gone to do, my cousin said to me, can I pay for the ticket back for you to fly back to Zimbabwe? And I said no.
Oh.
Yes. So I said no. So he says, so how are you going to go? He says, I will go by bus. So he said, yes. So he laughed and he said, how about Kenga? So I said, no, I'll bus. So the next day he said, look, I need to get your tickets so that you go in time. When are you going? I said, tomorrow. So he says, okay, so let me book the tickets today. Can I buy them? I said, no, I'm busing.
Because you were too scared to fly?
I was too scared to fly.
Okay, so what was the fear? The height? Not
not getting there, losing control? What is it that you fear when you fly?
I really don't know. I think maybe, when you're driving, everything is on the ground.
You're in control.
You're in control, but just that fear of maybe just not being able to know what's going to happen in the next moment. I think that was, maybe that was it. I think it made it worse when I actually went on another plane.
It was another time.
Yes, I went. We had the privilege of flying back to Zimbabwe again with this firstborn girl of mine, Maita.
Okay.
We got on a flight back to Zimbabwe, and this thing, the way it took off, it was so fast.
It made you uncomfortable.
It made me very uncomfortable the way we took off. But what I think made it worse, while we were in the air though, I think I even said to myself, relax, these guys are not going anywhere with you. They're in safe hands. And I actually made a prayer. I remember making a prayer and saying to God, just watch over all of us. And then that kind of, my nerves
settled you
down.
Yeah.
But when we landed, woo!
What happened there? Tell us.
Okay, when we landed now.
This is after the Zambia flight.
This is after the Zambia flight, because after we busted, we actually busted.
This is now coming
coming from Joburg.
Okay.
This thing, in fact, what made it worse about this flight jet is that when we got onto the plane, it had these noises. It had this sound, like you could hear the engine.
Like there's something wrong with the plane?
Yeah, because in Zimbabwe, I went on it twice. There was no noise.
No noise.
Yeah, there was no noise. We were no sounds. So when we got on flight jet, there was this hissing sound. And I'm thinking,
what is that?
What is that? Someone please turn that thing off before we start flying.
Yeah.
But that sound never left. So now the captain makes an announcement. We'll be hitting. We're now about to land in Zimbabwe International Airport.
So you had gone most of the journey. We're about to land.
We're about to land.
Yes.
All this I'm fairly now cool. And then we hit the ground, and I thought something has broken because we hit the ground, and I felt like So we then landed, and I'm thinking, this is why I tell myself not to get on a plane, kind of thing.
So I hope that so far you're finding the interview interesting. I think it's quite bold and brave of Elias to come out and talk about the fear of flying. And I'm sure, I'm quite confident that more people than care to admit are scared when it comes to flying, or apprehensive, or a bit nervous and not comfortable with it. So anyway, let's continue watching next week, part 2, and find out what exactly he was afraid of, and then just how he managed to overcome that fear. And then I'll touch a little bit on fear as a whole and overcoming our fears. So make sure that you stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't already. Bye for now, and have a wonderful weekend.